What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CUBREACTS, as we continue to explore the latest new musical flavour worldwide. And I am very excited to be getting into this one as we continue to break down the masterpiece that is More Love, Less Ego, Wizkid's brand new album project. We've waited nearly 2 years for it, and it has impressed so much. Today, we're checking out this one. It goes by the name Flower Pads. Again, a huge tune, definitely a tune that you guys have been on to me to check out, so that's what we're going to be doing today. But as always, if you are new to the channel, do make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page. Of course, turning notifications on as well, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all of that good stuff. You know how we do. We are hurtling towards 59,000 subscribers at the moment. We're going at such an electrifying pace in regards to growth, and I cannot thank all of you enough. We're aiming to hit 60k before the end of the year, and we could definitely do that with your help, so please do get involved. But I'm going to stop waffling, and we're going to jump into this one. Let's go.
This one's nasty.
I've been waiting for the day. They say not kill it could kill me. They say your body could kill me. But I just don't like to be lonely. Don't let's spend the night alone.
This is really cool.
Don't let's spend the night.
Loving how minimal it is as well.
Yeah. Use your IKB super bless me. I know. When
I'm listening through this, all the things that are jumping out at me are basically that 808 bass line down below, that sort of just giving the whole low end this really kind of vibrant, bouncy feel. The kind of uses of little pieces of percussion as well, those little kind of metallic taps in the corner, just kind of giving it this almost like a call to arms kind of feel. That's the sort of thing you'd expect to see. That's the sort of sound you'd expect to hear for that. And again, you've just got this super smoky Wizkid vocal just cutting through the middle of the tune, giving the whole thing a sense of kind of direction and depth and texture and all those cool words that we love to use. This is really, really cool, man. I can see why you guys have been onto me to check this one out.
Girl, me the matter no go cast. Run up on your body, do the dash. Tell something when you guys know. Girl, I love your body, baby, pass ya. Play on your body like piano. Baby girl, I love your body, pass ya. Oh. Girl, I go really make you wet. Girl, I go really make you sweat. Baby girl, I like your body.
Again, that very classic melody that we can hear in there, that sort of dum ba dum 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 ba dum dum. To me, it's literally like climbing upstairs and then jumping, and then sort of like jumping off the edge and then walking around and climbing back up the stairs. That's what that melody says to me. I don't know why that's the image I have in my head whenever I hear that melody, especially when it's on a bass line. I don't know why, but just it's a melody and a bass line we've heard 1,000 times in Afrobeats, but when we hear it with this sort of setting, again, with that minimal sort of structure, the sort of percussive elements going on, Wiz's vocal just cutting for everything in the cleanly way that it tends to do, it just adds so much.
Yeah. Girl, I go really make you wet. Girl, I go really make you wet. Girl, I go really make you sweat. Baby, wrap your legs around my neck. Girl, I go really make you. Baby, tell me how we got speed. I got many things if you ask me. But let me don't make you rush me. I make we leave if we must leave. See this matter done, they pass me.
This is sounding super cool, man. Again, going into those more sort of upper vocals as well. This is a Wizkid area that I really like to see him do. I like him starting off very subtle, very smoky, and then going into the more sort of emotive, more driven, pushing his voice a little bit further with vocals like this, where he goes into the higher ranges. It's a cool transition, and I think it's something that vocalists should all kind of strive to do, to have that ability to transition mid-tune. I think it's such an important thing.
Boss many things for your loving. Well, let me don't make you rush me. Have this night for your love if you rush me. Like, don't. When you call up,
a lot of similarities rhythm-wise to No Stress as well on this, I think.
Night, make we connect to the morning time. You did dance, I be spend down. Your body ginger. Call me your doku spend down.
That's definitely what I would call this one. Like, obviously, when you've got an album as seminal, as More Love, as Made in Lagos, you're going to look at the next album and kind of naturally trying to find equivalents to previous tracks. I would say this is the No Stress of More Love, Less Ego. Just for the sort of structuring, the vocal directions we're hearing, I'm hearing a lot of similar kind of patterns as well from Wizkid, as you do here on No Stress, like little kind of stammers and stutters and things like that. And that's what kind of brings it to life. And it's cool to kind of have, I suppose, that reference point. I'm not saying that this is a copy of that tune by any means. This is definitely like a completely different sort of feel, but there are elements that kind of tie my sort of memory to it, if that makes sense. And I'm sure everyone has their own versions of those.
I I go really make you sweat. Baby girl, I like your body taste. Girl, I go really make you wet. Girl, I go really make you wet. Girl, I go really make you sweat. Baby, wrap your legs around my neck. Girl, I go really make you. I know. Girl, now your mata do me pass. Girl, me the mata no go cast.
That might be my favourite type of Wizkid vocal, you know. That sort of where he just kind of almost strips everything back, hits the higher pitches, and you start to hear his voice kind of tremor a little bit. I don't know why, but for me, that's like the coolest side of Wizkid vocal-wise. Like, obviously, he can do the sort of smoky thing, he can do the super cool thing, he can do the nasally thing, but for me, it's when you start to hear him really push into that sort of upper sort of area, frequency rise. I really, really like his vocal when it does that, especially on tunes like this that are so minimal and kind of focused primarily around the low end as well.
When your body do the dash, tell something where you guys know. Girl, I love your body, baby, pass, yo. Play for your body like piano. Baby girl, I love your body, pass, yo. Oh, oh. Girl, I go really make you wet. Girl, I go really make you sweat. Baby, wrap your legs around the neck. Girl, I go really make you wet. Girl, I go really make you wet. Girl, I go really make you
I love just the dip and groove of this as well. The fact that the instrumental has this kind of hilly texture to it. You're kind of going dum, ba-dum, dum, dum, ba-dum, dum, dum. You're just going up and down and up and down and up and down, and it just drags you through again. And I think Wizkid's vocal on this is almost like the kind of rope that you're following to lead your way across the hills. That's quite a good way of describing it, I think, as his vocal just naturally sits in these pockets so nicely. And again, a lot of repetitive themes in regards to hooks and pre-bridges and all those sorts of things, just general compositional elements. This is quite a repetitive tune, but for some reason it doesn't sound, it's not like annoying me. That it's quite repetitive. There's something so pleasing about the actual way it's structured. But that might just be me. Again, guys, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below.
Si tuviera la oportunidad, te volvería loco.
The texturing on this is really nice as well, even down to those little kind of sort of string plucks in the background. They have a very kind of metallic tint to them, just kind of shimmering away in the backdrop. It's a really cool thing to hear. And then on top of that as well, of course, you have got this kind of additional set of vocals. I think it's Spanish kind of vocals that are sitting over the top as well. Female Spanish vocals, just giving it, again, a bit of storyline, a bit of texture, which works really nicely. And you still got Wiz's vocal in the background with almost like a phone effect driving it forward. It's a cool way to start rounding things off. It definitely does let you know the tune's about to end, and let's let it run through to the end anyway, and then we'll give it our final breakdown.
No sabes las cosas que me haces sentir. Me excitas, me mojas, me encantas. Si solo supiera las cosas que te harían privado. Uy.
I love how simple the bass line is. And there we go, the sounds of Wizkid with Flower Pads off the brand new More Love Less Ego project. Guys, where are we ranking this one in comparison to the rest of the tunes on there? There's been a couple of tunes that maybe fell a little bit flat. There's been a couple of experimental tunes, but overall the project is very, very solid. And this one is an interesting one. I'd put this one somewhere around the mid-range myself, similar to where most people would put No Stress on the previous album. I do like this one, not as kind of expansive as maybe the other tracks on there. And I do like the fact that the bass line is as simple as it is. I like the fact that we get to hear that higher pitched vocal from Wiz in here as well. Again, really nice subtleties to the instrumental, whether it be those sort of string plucks in the background, or whether it just be the kind of almost overpowering nature of the 808s kind of driving the bass line down below. An interesting tune. But guys, let me know your thoughts on this one. Of course, let me know how you're ranking it among the other tracks on the project. I know a fair few of you have been on to me about reacting to this one, so we are doing it today. And as always, if you are new to the channel, make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page. Of course, turning notifications on as well, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. Let's see if we can hit 59,000 by the end of the week. Let's see if we can do that. That would be absolutely crazy. Big up each and every one of you, and we shall see you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and peace.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and
Yes, it's Kovu. Stay locked. Cam TV.
Boys all fit right here, and you're locked on to the best breakfast with man like Kovu.
Yo, this is Aaron Glitch and you're tuning to the sounds of Kovu right now. You already know the thing. Bad boy selector. Alright, let's go.